Okay, so this is our second assembly video demonstration. And again, if you have any questions, email me or meet me in class during the week, during our Zoom class question and answer sessions. For the assembly, I'm going to begin with new, not part, not drawing, but assembly. I'm going to open this. And I thought it was new. Okay, so you can right off the bat see the tabs here. The layout of this is quite a bit different than the part. When you open up a new assembly, the property manager will open here where it says begin assembly, and it says select a component to insert or place it in the graphics area, or hit OK to locate it at the origin, or design top down using a layout with blocks, and then you can create parts from the blocks. So we do a bottom up, not a top down. So one of the things you can do is you can open the parts before you open this, and all the open documents, all your open parts will display here. In this case, I actually closed them, so I'm going to browse, and I'm going to go to my desktop where I have my ball joint assembly, and I've got these three parts completed already. I'm going to select the ball center joint. The center ball joint first. I'm going to say open. It'll populate it here in my open documents, even though it's actually technically not open as a part file. And there's a couple different ways. I'm going to make this the fixed part. This is the first part I'm bringing in. And I noticed right away, actually, I don't see my default assembly origin. So let's go View, Hide Show Origins. And now I can see the origins of my part and the origin of my assembly. And you'll notice if you're in here like this, if you bring your mouse over to here, it's going to snap. If I slowly bring to here, it will snap the part origin to the assembly origin. The other thing it says in here also, it says to place it in the graphics area or hit OK to locate it to the origin. So if I just hit enter, it actually will do the same thing as if I select with my left mouse click on the assembly origin. And you can see here it shows this little F for fixed for my center ball joint. Okay, I'm going to continue with the assembly and insert components. And instead of opening that, what you can do also is keep this insert component visible. I can press this push pin, and this will keep this open. I'm going to browse again for ball joint arm, open, and on my drawing, I think there's 4 of these, right? 1, 2, I just stay in the graphics area. Actually, I'll put them kind of where they're supposed to be, one on this side. And then I'm going to get out of there and get the T joint that I built open. It shows it here again populated. But I need to select, see these are both highlighted, but I'm looking now and this is the ball joint arm. Even though they're highlighted, I need to select this again, and now I can see the T joint is in. I'm going to put another T joint here. That's it for inserting components. These are all in here. I've got 1 center ball joint, that's blue, that's fixed. 4 ball joint arms. Wait a minute. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 T joints. The assembly here is very easy, honestly. I'm going to mate. I'm going to select this face and this face. let's see, select again, and the default is concentric here on this pop-up mate selection box, so that looks good. I'll select another one, face to face, concentric, face to face. It's not populating here, so if it doesn't move, just make sure you're looking in the property manager over here. So this one is highlighted, is selected there, so it's this one that wasn't selected. Now it is. Concentric. Looks good. I'm going to actually grab this one and rotate it around so you can kind of see. Zoom in, I'm going to select this face and this face. Yes. Grab this and rotate this down. Continue on. Mate this face and this face. And done. Rotate this face, concentric, done. This face, yes, this face and this face, and done. Now, if I close out all the mates and open in the drop-down menu, there are 8 concentric mates on this. So in this assignment, the parts are a little more difficult, but the mating, I think, is super easy. And because this center ball joint is fixed, I can rotate the part. It does fold over itself and kind of moves in a kind of a weird way. I noticed another thing on my assembly here. It looks a little busy for a couple things. One is you can see the part origin. So I'm going to go back through and I can actually change the setting on the T-joint. I can right click this and go, actually I can do it right here. Open part. Where's open part? Edit part. Oh, I need to save. I'm going to rebuild and save, and I'm going to save this as, forgot to do that, and actually I'm going to Buchler M, this is going to be ball joint assembly, and this will save with this file extension SLDASM automatically in that folder. But I'm going to save it again because I will be grading this part in the assembly folder. Make sure you have your name as the author, and this is ball joint assembly. I'm not going to be checking this in the parts, but I will be checking to make sure you have the correct summary information in the assembly file and you have the correct file name. So this occasionally comes up, so I'm not too sure why. Okay, I'm saving this file again, and I did change it, and it says this file is being referenced by other open documents, and I'm not sure why, because I thought it's the other way around. The part files are referenced by this document, but I didn't think the assembly was referencing. I didn't think I had anything else open that it was referencing. I don't want to save a copy, so I'm actually going to press cancel, and let's see what else is open. Here it is. So it shows this. Okay, now I can go ahead and file save. And that overwrote the file with the summary information in here. So let's try and open this again. I'm going to go change transparency. Let's go edit part. Edit component. Let's see, can I, now you can go in, you can actually edit from the assembly file. And I'm going to, let's go to not the transparency. I was actually wanting to do it a little different. So what I'm going to do, I'll actually close this out, and you can see the sketches, the sketch here in my T-joint. So let's go to File, Open. Go to the T-joint part file, and you can see here again the sketch is open. In this, I'm going to go View, Hide, Show, and I think Planes is turned on. Sketches is turned on, so that's what it is. Sketches, not the planes, doesn't matter. It matters on that center ball joint. So now I'm going to close this out, but I'm going to save, close this out, and I'm going to rebuild this, because this should, when you do a change in the referenced part file, it should reflect also in the assembly file. So it doesn't show that right away, but I think if I rebuild this, it still doesn't show. That's kind of unusual. And I'll give you another example. If I go in and let's open the same one again. Let's open, the T-joint. And if I go into the second revolve and edit this part, let's see if I go 200. And I'm going to say Exit Sketch, File, Save, and then I look at, I'm going to close this out. Now it says, the models have changed. Yes, I want to rebuild. And now you can see this has the smaller diameter that I just edited and saved. Once I did that, the model said, hey, the part's changed. Do you want to use the new part? I said yes, and it changed it in the model. But I'm not too sure why. I did the same thing to turn off the display for the sketch, and it didn't update the model. So, but one thing I can do here is I can go in again into View, Hide, Show, and I can turn off the sketches here. And that's the way to do it, where it affects the model view. I'm also going to do a View, Hide, Show, maybe turn off the origins. And that looks a little less busy. It only has the parts in there without all the other sketches and the origins. Before I save this again though, and for your submission, make sure you have this as the correct size. I'm going to go into the sketch here and edit this. Not that one, this one. 0.368. Done. Close this. Yes. Yes. Update the assembly. And these are back to the correct dimension. So that's it for the assembly. I will post the remaining assignments probably this week, because I want to make sure you have plenty of time to do all the remaining extra credit, and hopefully we'll see you in a Zoom session this week.